Quest presents an unabridged recording of The Monk, the life and crimes of Ireland's most enigmatic gang boss by Paul Williams, narrated by Paul Williams. Prologue. Lanzarote Airport, the 28th of December, 2015. The couple and their two children blended seamlessly in the throng of high-spirited passengers disembarking the packed flight from Dublin. They were there as part of the seasonal invasion of Irish folk seeking a sunny post-Christmas respite from the cold and the darkness back home. The family teamed up with a friend who had just arrived on the island the previous day with his girlfriend. Just before Christmas, the two men had presented their respective partners with an unexpected gift of an all-expenses-paid holiday to ring in the new year on the Spanish island. As the women looked forward to a week's fun in the sun, their dangerous partners had a more pressing objective. And it didn't involve lying by the pool, sipping sangria. The women were blissfully unaware that their seasonal escape had been paid for by the men's boss, Daniel Kinahan, the leader of one of Europe's biggest crime cartels, and that this was to be a busman's holiday. Kinahan had dispatched the experienced hitmen, what Colombians call sicarios, on a high-risk, top-secret mission. The enormity of this decision would be remembered as a seminal event in the history of organised crime back home in Ireland. The two killers from the north side of Dublin had already proved their ability as cold-blooded, fearless professionals who were prepared to kill anyone just as long as the price was right. And this particular hit held out the promise of a very substantial bounty because it was to be, in gangland terms, a Premier League job. Their target was Gerry Hutch, a.k.a. the Monk, one of the most infamous and powerful godfathers in Irish organised crime. In mafioso parlance, a man of respect who no one dared to cross. The relatively few who had foolishly stepped over the line in the past had ended up on mortuary slabs. Hutch was one of the country's best-known criminals who had earned celebrity gangster status after masterminding some of the biggest cash heists in Irish history and getting away scot-free with millions in used, untraceable banknotes. In the eyes of the law, the clever crime boss was not so much untouchable as uncatchable. The people in his old inner-city neighbourhood saw him as a Robin Hood figure, while to the wider public, who watched his portrayal in a Hollywood blockbuster and read about his exploits in the media, he was the object of morbid curiosity and fascination. To Daniel Kinahan, however, Hutch was nothing more than a pre-cancerous spot that required excision before it developed into a terminal tumour. Hutch was a threat to his continued survival, and the cartel boss had decided that the Monk was a dead man walking.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?